Good morning. I'm always the first person up in our house. It's Monday, and I really try to rest because everyone who follows Pastor Jameliah and Fred Gooden, y'all know that we are pastors. Keita Smith is on here, Shelly Ann Dixon, Laverne Lawrence, God bless you, Sharon Steelmill, Vivian Ingalls, Caress. I got something for your son. I didn't see you guys in service yesterday. Diamond Collins, Bryce is on here. Yannette Neely, Vanessa Lockhart, Tanisha Small Rouse is on here. Trudy, what's going on? Latina, how are you? Latia Thompson. Good morning, AP, the assistant pastor going up the timeline. My husband is indeed sleeping. I'm always the first one to get up around the house. Most women are. And so I am getting ready to start my day. I even woke up this morning handling business. And then I got to get the house ready because everybody knows the trees are still up and you still got some wrapping paper around if you don't have, if your trash can is full or whatever. So I do want to have a little verbiage with you guys this morning before I start my day. I just want to let you know that if you're going to be in watch night service this week, you got to get there early. Yvette, good morning. So as I was trying to get myself together, the Holy Spirit began to speak to me about this word called change. Eddie, hey baby, good to see you. Keisha, hon, I haven't seen you in a while. Someone write that word, change. What's up, G? Y'all better get ready. Change, Change. I believe that's right. Put that word up, change. And as I begin to go around and, get things ready and try to get my day together, the Holy Spirit began to speak to me about this word named change. In a couple of days, the year is going to do what? You got it, change. But reality is a lot of people don't want change. A lot of people are comfortable just the way that they are. This is what I want to ask you, Jada, Brooklyn AL, I love you too. Can you deal with a person who feels like they don't need to change? My husband preached yesterday that you can't go. It was a powerful message. But a lot of people really don't understand that whether you like it or not, change is coming. Change is coming with the people around you. With 2020, we've all experienced a very big change in the economy, and that's happening again. Change happens with people that at some point in time you were connected to. It could be a loss. It could be you just grew apart. It could be a divorce. It could be a death. It could be anything. Even some children who have graduated from college are dealing with the change of not being on campus or even going to college. Change is all around us. Misha, God bless you. Where are you, ma'am? But suppose I told you that with everything that's going on around you, real change changes with your attitude. Real change does not really happen in your heart. I'm going to give you something to think about. Real change starts with your mind. The Bible says, be transformed by the renewing of your what? Mind. So the real transformation happens in how you think, handle life, and approach it. It simply means that I'm going to make it up here how I handle you there. I'm going to make my mind up here how I handle dealing with everything around me. Lynette said, this is an on-time teacher. I only operate in the vein in which I speak. 2,000 people. Real change happens that you look around where you live and how you live, and you make a decision that I don't want to live this way. You don't make it here. You make it here. When you make your mind up, your body follows that command. I'm going to say that again because a lot of people didn't get it. When you make your mind up, your body has to follow the command. Someone said this word is prophetic. I heard the word change and expect a change. Yeah, I know the vein in which I speak. Remember, that's my full office. And so sometimes the problem is you make emotional decisions. Emotions are predicated on how you feel, a feeling. I feel my arm. It's what I feel. I feel this throw that I keep on my couch, the pillow. I feel it. Because what I've done was I put it against my flesh. And so some of the decisions that you have made were flesh decisions because you felt a certain way about a person. But if you really sit down and you think about the person, are they good for you? Okay, people are crying. I don't mean to make you cry. I only speak the word in which God gives me for the people. But if you think about how you're being treated and how it makes you feel, then your feeling hits your mind and you make a choice. This is not good for me. Change happens when you're looking at your financial situation. And you say to yourself, I can't live this way anymore. I can't do it. You make up in your mind and you sit down like somebody like Iris. She deals with everybody in the church that has a problem budgeting. She shows you where the hole is because in our church, we're concerned about the people, mind, body, and soul. That's the type of church Unity Charlotte International is. And so someone said, stop speaking lie and live. That's right. The lady just went up to the timeline and said people need to stop speaking the lie and stop living a lie. So what Iris does is she lets you see a hole. And this hole tells you that this is the hole in your finances. So stop doing that. I remember years ago, remember Elle magazine? Everyone always talks about my je ne sais quoi, my style. And I went to FIT and I like to decorate. I love to decorate. I love to dress. I like to do makeovers. These are things that I like to do. And I was trying to talk to a financial advisor and tell them, look, I need my credit fixed. And they sat me down and they said, where is this money going? And I thought about my bedroom at my mama's house. This was years ago. And she said, you spend $5 on Elle magazine. This is back then, way back then. How many do you have? I went back to my room in my mind, and I had Elle magazine stacked up to the sky. And they said, this is where this hole is. I'm going to need you to fix it. If you take the money that you spend for Elle magazine and set it aside, you can take care of this bill. I said, wow. See, even though I became accustomed of getting my coffee, getting my magazine at the same time, and going to my office, it was doing me more harm than good because I became accustomed to taking $5 out of my budget for something that was not necessary. She helped me see a change in my finances. And even though I did not like the way it made me feel, because Elle made me feel good, I had to make up my mind, do I need this bill paid to get this amount of points. So what I did, I saw it, I got over my feelings, and I did what was right to change a level of my financial situation. So most of you, I'm saying, find a hole. And what you're going to find is, I got to change something. I'm saying, you may not like it, but everybody like a good cup of coffee. She said, sometimes what you've got to do is you got to make a cup at home and take it with you to save money in this area because this is a hole. See, we're talking, someone said, you on my street. We're talking about change. Someone said, my husband was just talking about this. Yeah, I'm beautiful, girl, thank you. I just rolled out of bed. Change means I've got to face the truth to change my situation. I spoke to a lady this morning and she was giving me the blues. She was telling me all her woes. And I said, there's a hole somewhere. You mean to tell me you ain't got nobody? Oh, no. And she kept going and I thought about the words of my great husband, Apostle Freddie Gooden. And I said, I've got to change this situation because she won't change the way she's handled people around her to make her be in a position where no one wants to deal with that because she was toxic. So what I did is I changed how I handle my cell phone. Do you know you've got to change how you handle your cell phone? See, I'm saying this, Camara, because they're a couple of days into the new year. And if you don't change certain behaviors or change how you deal with people or how people handle you, what's going to happen is you're going to take the same old behavior in a new year. So it warrants you nothing to sit up and tell a bunch of lies before the clock gong because you don't have the ability to change because it makes you feel good. The Bible says there's no good thing in the flesh, which simply means most of you can be in a mess because something make you feel good. Michelle, like a good cupcake. Oh, yes, God. But what we're going to do, CCM, is we get ready to go 30 days without sugar because something's got to change in our diet. Even though we don't like it, it's good for us. Now, let me tell you something else. One thing about my husband that I admire is he is consistent about his workout. Watch this. When I look at pictures back in the day, he had a bit of a couple of pounds. He was still the most handsome man in the world. But he said, I needed to change what I looked like because I did not like what I saw in the mirror. 3,000 people under the sound of my voice. So what he did is he decided to do a lifestyle change. And lifestyle change means I'm going to totally change the way I eat because I don't like the way it's making me look. So if you don't back away from what got you in that position, J.M. Clark, bless you, you won't change the outward structure and your inward structure might be paying the price. And I love a good bag of chips. God knows I like McDonald's, but if I don't change certain things, then I take the same headaches because of the pressure into a new year. We're talking about change, right? And so I am saying, let us sit back. I love that we use the word take inventory. Some of you, like Miss Neely said, you need a mental change. Some of your mental change is because of a mental block called flesh. See, when you like something, your mind gets a subliminal message in your taste buds that I need it. Most people who are addicts have customized their taste buds to something that is toxic because they've already got it in their mind and they're addicted to things that cause them to say, you need me to function. It takes a made-up mind to stop being an addict. The mind is a terrible thing to waste. Remember that? Back in the day, it used to take an egg and they used to crack it and fry it in a fried pan and it used to sizzle. And they used to say, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Well, a good heart is too. And most of us has broken our hearts because You lack the ability to have a made-up mind. Even the Bible says a double-minded man is unstable in all of its ways and shall receive nothing. That's the book of James. I believe James 1:8 or something like that. Which simply means that if you keep being double-minded about your decision, you can't get nothing. Sometimes I think that's what happens to a lot of people. They can't make up their mind if they're coming or going. You can't make up your mind, am I going to work today? Am I not going to work? Let me tell you one thing about a desperate mind. There's a cliche, desperate times come for desperate measures or something like that. Did you realize that if you are desperate for something so much until you won't give up? Even 2020 had kicked a whole bunch of our butts. Let me ask you a question. Are you desperate to survive? Not to the point where you got to hurt yourself for somebody else. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying if I get the opportunity, when I get the opportunity, I'm going to get the opportunity to recover. I am never going to be here again. I don't care what comes. I'm going to have it up in my mind that I'm going to have something saved. I'm going to have it in my mind that I'm getting out of here. Some of you living and you are miserable. You so miserable. And your mind isn't made up. So I guess my question is, why do you keep calling people? Because you're going to go back to doing the same thing because your mind ain't made up. But they made up their mind. They no longer want to hear from you until you make up your mind you want to do better. See, it works both ways. Someone said, you drive down my street. Well, gee, this is what it is. You have to have a made up mind. It's not that people don't want to deal with you anymore. They're tired. It's tough love for you, just for a moment. They're tired of hearing you do the same thing and you don't want different results because you would say, I got to make up my mind. Make up your mind. Are you going to work it out or you're not? I mean, seriously. Are you going to work it out or are you not? There's somebody in a relationship and I'm getting so tired of them stringing me along. Are you going to be with me or not? So what you do is you program them to make them think that it is okay to have you on this seesaw called love. Yeah, we're going to be together. Just give me some time. What you're doing is you giving them time to do everything they want to do. Pish posh. A make-up mind is a powerful thing. A made-up mind is the most powerful attribute on the earth. Right now, you're hungry. You want to go to the kitchen and get yourself something to eat. But you don't want to get up out of the bed. I'm going to hurt you right now, but the God I serve taught me something very powerful. He taught me, he said, Jameliah, I will break your heart to save your life. We got 3,300 people. Cook, tag, and share. Have a watch party. Remember, I'm not dolled up because I made up my mind. I ain't going to do it right now, but I'm going to do it. He taught me that I will break your heart to save your life. And you going into 2021 with the same heartbreak that is taking your life, and this is okay with you? See, I've been there where I was living miserable. And I was preaching around the world, and I was miserable. I was so miserable. I would finish preaching and come home, and I would be in tears. I would finish preaching, and I would just be somber. I was preaching, dying, and dead. And I said, God, I got to make up my mind. And I made up my mind, God, if you got to break my heart, save my life. Not that my heart was in it like that. I'm just saying. Good morning, bird. How are you? Every morning I have a bird that comes to my window. Every morning there's a bird. He comes to my window and he knocks and then he flies away. That bird got a lot of sense. That bird that comes and knock on my window every morning has more sense than a lot of people that's on this live. Well, why would you say such a mean thing? I'm going to tell you why. Because that bird's mind is programmed to do something every morning that makes me smile. He perches right there. He bangs, he flutters, and he flies away every morning. His mind is made up. But yet and still people got 2 feet, 2 hands, the ability to think, won't use this noggin that will just give them everything they need to make them smile. Most people don't like to smile. There's some people that's addicted to sad because it allows people to come and say, well, what's wrong for the 100th time this week? A made-up mind is powerful. I said, God, if you get me out of this mess, watch this. I promise you I'll never be here again. God said to me, I don't need your promises. I need your obedience. And he did it. The opportunity came for me to get out, and I ran with it because I made up my mind. I can't be used again. I can't be beat no more. I can't be broken no more. I cannot do this. And I don't care what people said. I don't care. My mind was made up. When we do corporate fast every Thursday, baby, understand, suppose God told you today, right now, a change is coming. Right now. Are you going to take the opportunity to show God, I can do this? If you present this opportunity, I can be so obedient. I promise you, I can be a good steward over my finances. I won't blow this no more. Can you say, God, I'm a budget? I'm going to really do it this time. I'm going to budget. See, we fast every Thursday from Wednesday to Thursday, Wednesday 11:45 to Thursday 12 noon your time all over the world. People that don't know and you don't know the Call Chronicles movement. Can I fast? Can I beat my flesh and fast? Can I beat my flesh? Good morning, Birdie. Can I beat my flesh and give God everything that he needs? See, people think that I'm kidding. I'm going to see if he'll flow away. The mind is a terrible thing to waste on foolishness. The mind is a terrible thing to waste on foolishness. New year, new you. Yeah, okay. That was good to say. But it don't mean nothing if you take the old you in the new year. I'm going to say that again. If you take the old you and bring it in the new year. Hold on, let me show you the birdie. Because he comes, he flew away. I'm going to see if I can get him. He's my friend. Sometimes I think that the Lord allows him to come and knock on my door just to show me a sign that I'm with you. For some reason, animals like my house, me and Fred's house. Today, let me give you a project. Get a pen and a paper. I believe everybody should have a journal or something. And I want you to think about everything that has to change. Everything. And then once you write it down, you could see it. It's imperative that you write things down so you could see it. If you're in a financial bind, write it down. What has taken your finances? Is it alcohol? Is it drugs? Is it your children? Is it an addiction of any sort? Is it frivolous spending? Is it just unnecessary? Because you got to get out of a financial bind, finally. Are you living in poverty? 3,500 people. Are you living impoverished? Are you living below the poverty line? Statistics say that 63% of African Americans, the number might have heightened, are living below the poverty line. Are you just praying, Lord, help me, Lord, help me? But yet and still you addicted to whatever it is that has you there. Now, some people, it might be your health. I get that. I'm going to say this. There's some people addicted to just not. Are you addicted to tired? That means I don't want to do nothing. I'm so sad and depressed until I don't have the ability to get myself in a better situation. Mentally, let known the way you live. Get some help. Get some therapy. Whether you like it or not, they're like, what kind of pastor are you? Me and my husband, real ones. I don't mind telling people the truth, because that's the only thing that's going to free them. Sometimes some of y'all need to just ask the doctor, I need just a little medication, especially if you're suffering from bipolar disorder. I deal with people all the time, borderline schizophrenics. And sometimes you just need to sit and get counseling, get a life coach. Because sometimes your mind is so cluttered you can't figure things out. But you can't live poverty. You can't live like that no more. You can't keep getting evicted and going to sleep on somebody's couch. You done got evicted 3 times in a year. Something wrong. Now you on your sister's couch again and you got a job. Something wrong. You can't keep getting your car repoed again. This is the 3rd time. Now you can't get it back. What I'm saying, you cannot keep living like this. You can't. New year, new you. But it's not going to change until you get this noggin under control. Okay, why y'all crying? They crying. Did I hurt your feelings? Well, good. If you don't change, you can't complain. If you don't change, you cannot complain. Something's got to give if you want to live. You can live a better life than what you're living. The only thing you got to do is have a made-up mind. You could boil all the booty noodle chitlins you want. You could eat all the black-eyed peas. You could hang a rabbit foot in the door. And if you still the same old individual, it's because you like it. And so if you like it, you don't want to change, then don't complain. But this is for all of the people who are tired of themselves. And some of you tired of everybody else. A couple of days, we're going to be sitting in unity. And we're going to have a high time. And you're going to leave the sanctuary or log off and be the same individual. If you do, that's on you, because God says, no, ma'am, don't blame this on me. See, faith is an action word. Remember, it's not what you believe. It's an action word. That means faith and works go hand in hand. We said it yesterday. God judged you on not your faith. He judged you on your deed. He judged you on your works. And most of you don't want to work. I'm going to say it. If you don't want to work, how do you expect to get ahead? Now, this is going to hurt you. I'm going to say this and I'm going to get off. I got 3,700 people watching me. I want 2 of you to go ahead and have a watch party. Because I'm going to say this. And it's going to hurt. But it's going to help you. It's time to grow. Grow or go. If you don't want to work, stop begging from everybody else. Now, wait a minute now. Everybody get into a bind or two in their life. But if you are always in a bind and you don't have a job and you have become a professional beggar, wake up. If this ain't your segment of the message, don't get upset, because I hit dollar holler every time. Get your priorities straight in this new year. Stop begging everybody for stuff that you have the ability to go and get yourself. The people that are living off of the backs of the people in their family, their friends, even you got some people, they got good hands and good limbs. They don't want to work. You got people that milk the system and they milk the church too. Let's be honest. You know good and well you got your money, but yet and still you keep bothering your mama for hers. And she retired because you want a new car, or you want to go to the club, or bundles are on sale, or whatever it is that y'all do. Get your priorities straight. It's time to grow up, people of God. Work. Get up and do something. You live in a society now where you could even start your own business online. Do it. Learn what e-commerce is. But it's time for this madness to stop. Okay, Vicky just did a cartwheel Get your priorities straight. You got a couple of days, 4 or 5 days before that clock strikes 12. And I'm going to say on behalf of everybody that's in your life where this message applies to, people sick of you. Your kids is sick and tired of you bringing several men in your house and they got to call him uncle. Stop that mess. Brothers, stop playing with her. You either going to marry her or you ain't. Move on and get out the way because you in the way of God sending her husband. If y'all going to do this thing, do it right. If not, but at some point in time, we got to sit down with 3,800 people writing down the vision so it won't perish. But most people, you destroy your own vision because the way you think about it. We serve a mighty God. And everything that you want with a little work and elbow grease, you can have. 2020 has taught us all a valuable lesson. It taught us that life is a vapor. But what will we do in the case of an emergency? Emergencies are going to happen. That pendulum of life going to swing. Let's prepare for it. If you don't have somebody that you're connected to that can fight with you, then you better not have anybody in 2021 coming in the new year that will fight against you. It's time to change. It's time to change. Almost 4,000 people under the sound of this prophetic voice. God said he'll give you a second chance. And you're going to see in the next couple of weeks, things are going to change. Wherever you are, if you don't like it, change it. If you don't like it, change it. If you move and you hate where you live, change it. A lot of people don't want change because of the shame. I'm going to say this again. A lot of people don't like change because of the shame. Well, did you know that's the only way to get double for it? Go on and take the shame. Hold your head up and say it didn't work. But at least I realize it and I'm doing something about it. And because of that act of faith, God says, I'm going to give you double for your shame because you were not afraid to stand in your truth. And that is what sets you free. Y'all crying? Cry with faith. Let me get up and get myself together so that I can change things around here because it's time for it. 4,000 people who are under the sound of my prophetic voice. Change. Change. You can't get mad at people because they don't want to receive your change. You walk in your truth. Don't worry about them. You have to change. Change your priorities. Change your living situation. Change your financial hardship. And some of you, just to get back on your feet, you might have to get 2 and 3 jobs. But I'll work my skin to the bones to get myself out this hole. But this time, I'm going to stay out of it. I bless you. I say it with love. And I mean it. See you.